Luigi, that's completely out of touch, and it's an insult to the intelligence of the American people and the lived experience.
That is accused killer Luigi Mangione shouting at the media as he's taken from a police car to court. The 26-year-old appeared in a Pennsylvania court for his extradition hearing after New York prosecutors charged him with the murder of UnitedHealthcare CEO Brian Thompson. His attorney made these comments outside of court after contesting his extradition.
What happened today is he could have, there was a extradition proceeding. We did not NOT, add that on there, okay? Because if you're reporting that earlier that we did, that did not happen. We did not waive extradition. We were contesting extradition. We were going to fight this along the rules and with the constitutional protections that my client has, and that's what we're going to do.
How's his family?
Luigi Mangione was charged with murder after the cold-blooded killing of UnitedHealthcare CEO Brian Thompson. Mangione was found at a McDonald's in Pennsylvania after an employee called 911 because he was acting suspiciously. A customer told Fox News Digital that he joked with his friends that that guy looked like the suspected shooter.
When the shooter, I'm assuming was the shooter who they made the arrest on, came in, he made a comment, "Well, that looks like the shooter from New York." But I thought he was, the group of us, I thought it was more of a joke. And we were kidding about it. But then, as it turned out, it was him.
Mangione's arrest came after a 5-day manhunt involving the FBI and police departments. Officer Tyler Fry, who's only been in the force for less than a year, made the arrest. New York City Mayor Eric Adams has thanked him.
Hey, Tyler.
I guess we found your guy.
Yes, we as New Yorkers, we appreciate it. And you just did a great job, heads up policing. You took a dangerous person off the street. We thank you so much.
It was great to do.
More than happy to do it. I can't say I was expecting it waking up this morning, but no, it was a great experience.
For me, and I'm more than happy to take someone like that off the street.
How many years do you have on the job now?
Less than a year, actually.
Wow. Well, you're gonna be the most popular police officer in your town. When I was a police officer, I would hope to have a day like this when I could take someone this dangerous off the street. So I just wanted to call and just tell you thank you. New Yorkers appreciate your heads-up policing.
Mangione was allegedly caught with a ghost gun on him, as well as fake IDs and a chilling manifesto that slammed the health insurance industry. Mangione faces 5 charges for the killing of Brian Thompson. He's been charged with second-degree murder, 3 counts of criminal possession of a weapon, and criminal possession of a forged instrument. We are learning more about the Ivy League graduate. The New York Post reports that according to his school yearbook at Maryland Private School, he was the best at pickup lines. Luigi Mangione's cousin, who is Maryland State Delegate Nino Mangione, a Republican, is calling off a fundraiser that was planned for Thursday. He posted, "Because of the nature of this terrible situation involving my cousin, I do not believe it is appropriate to hold my fundraising event scheduled for this Thursday at Hayfields." His family says that they are shocked and devastated by the arrest. We offer our prayers to the family of Brian Thompson and we ask people to pray for all involved. We are devastated by this news. Mangione contested his extradition to New York City during his court hearing today. It could take up to 45 days for him to be extradited to New York.
What's so absurd about this is how some Americans, and we've seen this on social media, are now idolizing this assassin. They're worshipping him as a hero because of some bizarre anti-corporate sentiment in the United States.
This man is a socialist. He is revolutionary in that sense. His behaviour and the man is charged. He's yet to be tried in a court of law, and he hasn't pleaded, so we don't know what situation that is. But if he is found to be guilty, and the manifesto that he put out, that he is a socialist, and this is what happens when elites, if it is him, the elite upbringing he has, is captured by the socialist doctrines, then that's when they start to go off the rails. And it doesn't matter whether it's the Marxist doctrine or the National Socialist doctrine or the Ho Chi Minh or the Chinese Communist Party doctrine. It is all socialism and the end is inevitable. So we have to be very careful. They're the same sort of people who were would-be assassins of Donald Trump. same sort of people.
Yeah, it's terrifying. Joe, as Bronwyn just mentioned, he did have a privileged upbringing. We're learning
all socialists do.
We're learning more about his background, went to an Ivy League school. I mean, this is just such a shocking, bizarre story.
People seem to think that socialism or socialist radicals are people who appear organically from the working class. That is not true. That is not true. Socialism is, and I agree with Bronwyn, socialism is an incredibly dangerous and violent doctrine, and it is one that is deliberately imposed upon people from the top down. Karl Marx came from a family of lawyers who owned vineyards. Friedrich Engels' family literally owned factories that the workers worked in. And between them, these guys wrote the Communist Manifesto and told the workers what was good for them, what was in their interest. These are hopelessly misguided people. They are ideologues for whom the ideology and the theory is more important than any individual human life, and that all human life
it to this case,
is okay to be
that a 26-year-old,
sacrificed
a young guy, waits for hours and hours outside a corporate building.
For the cause. That's right, because they believe that people...
If you are imbued with that belief...
must die for the cause. That's right.
What happens.
It's absolutely true.
For the cause. And the people who are now feeling some sort of empathy towards this man are of the same ilk, which is why it is so important, why it is desperately important that we can take control of the sorts of things that are taught in our institutions. Because we've seen what's happened when the curriculum is such that the behaviour that was tolerated with those demonstrations in our universities and the violence that was together with it, this is what happens.
I mean, there's also, of course, the issue of gun laws in the States.
Yeah, that's right. And look, we need to deal with that. And strangely, the left hasn't been outraged about the proliferation of arms on this person's body, allegedly. But again, it is people, I think, romanticising what is fundamentally a simplistic, stupid, dangerous, and ultimately violent ideology. It's the people who wear the Che Guevara t-shirts and say, you know, this is all just fun and games. We run around at uni and we say these things, and down with capitalism and fight the power and, you know, tear down the patriarchy, whatever. And there are people out there who probably have some bad wiring in their brains, but they take all this stuff, like all fundamentalists, like, you know, Islamic extremists, white supremacists, like all extremists, like all fundamentalists, they take this stuff literally, then they take matters into their own hands, and this is what happens. It's no different to, you know, a live streaming of the massacre at a mosque.
He's not lacking in brain power because he allegedly printed the gun.